You have some people who want to stay close to the king's seat. And so in this case, let's just say that you're the king or the queen, right? You're the royal family, right? You have some people who want to stay close to your seat, and what they will even do is create a need. Notice I said create a need in your life for them to feel, right? Also, they can be able to say, your life is better because of me. Now, I'm going somewhere with this, okay? When I read the stories surrounding Joab, Absalom, even Abner in the Bible concerning David, right? You'll see this repetition, this cycle, if you will, where these men wanted to remain close to the king's seat. Abner, more so Saul, wanted to keep his proximity to that seat, right? Because when Saul is gone, he's a nobody again. You get what I'm saying? Like, unless you're the prince, you have no, you know what I'm saying? You have no right to the king's seat, right? You have no right to the king's throne, right? So this was the reason why he even made Ishbosheth king, meaning he went against the commandment of God to make David king over both Judah and Israel. But stay with me. Where Joab was concerned, you notice that he constantly creates a need, like, you know, whenever it's time to go to battle, he's the first one there, you know what I'm saying? Showing David, hey, this is something I do well. Your kingdom needs me, and it's better because I'm in it, right? Well, we also see the same thing with Absalom. Absalom, his own son, after he, you know what I'm saying, his brother, because his brother had did some very messed up stuff, okay? Whenever he came back, and if you will, like him and David made amends, he stood at the gate and he was like, oh, you know, only if my father had a judge and he wouldn't have to carry the load of such and such and such. He created a need as to say, if I was in this position, my father's kingdom would be better because of me. Pay attention to motherfuckers like that. Pay attention to people like that. The reason they want proximity to the seat is because they want the seat themselves. In that situation, in every situation I just mentioned, each of those men would come out as someone who wanted that seat. Absalom literally tried to steal the kingdom from David. Joab would try to partner with whomever was going up against David to get that seat. You understand what I'm saying? Because again, proximity is everything. Abner went against God and made Ishbosheth, I think I'm saying that right, king, because he wanted proximity to that seat. And Ishbosheth called him out, like, I think that you're wanting to, or you have messed with my father's concubine, so on and so forth. But literally he was saying, you're coveting my father's seat. You feel me? So you see that constant accusation and even that manifestation. You got to be very careful when dealing with people who try to create a need in your life. Not that you don't already have a need, right? Not that you don't already see there's a place, a role for this person in your life. You get what I'm saying? Like, not because there are these, say, terms, right? You know, phrases, if you will. Well, we'll say stuff like, this person came in my life and showed me something that I never had. I didn't even know I had a need for this. You know what I'm saying? So I want us to be very clear. It's about discernment. You know what I mean? It's like people can come into your life and just be that energy that you, again, never thought you needed versus someone trying to create a need. Two totally different things, because that person is literally trying to insert themselves in your life. We talked about forced connections, that there's an ulterior motive there. We peep it, we clock it, we cut them off. Because of that, the closer they get to your seat, if you will, the more access they have to you, the more damage they can do. We clock it after we peeped it and we cut them off. You understand?